Okay, just before we start the main video, I thought I'd just go over making the connections to the loop itself. First thing you're going to do is remove the cover, and you're going to connect the motor drive cables. And that's quite simply poke them through the gland and then make the connection into the terminal block. What I'm doing here is I'm going to connect the red to the brown, just to, just for my own notes, and then black to the blue. And just make sure that they're nice and firm. You can, if you want to, put some self-amalgamating tape around this joint if you wish. Okay, once that's done, tighten the gland up, and then you're just going to replace the cover. Okay, and then tighten the screws. And if you make a note of the height as well, and that's measured from the bottom of the loop. Okay, now we're going to move on to making the connection to the coax, and you're going to tape that up as well with some self-amalgamating tape. Lovely. Okay, then you connect it to the main box itself. Taking note of the connectors. Make sure then you just plug the motor drive cable in and then connect the power. Okay, so just power the box on and then connect the keyboard. Running through the tests, 9 opens the loop, 3 closes the loop, 8 opens the loop, 2 closes the loop, 7 opens the loop, and 1 closes the loop. Obviously there are different speeds. 7 opening is the slowest and 9 opening is the fastest. Once that's done, you know the polarity is correct and you're all good to go. Okay, now we're just going to move straight on to the radio. Hi, I'm Gary, M0TIG, and today we're going to be looking at the Ciro baby loop. The MIDI loop is a similar sort of setup process, but I've actually set up a baby loop outside, and now this is the controller. And what I've done is I've taken a trusty FT450, and it could be very well be a Kenwood 590 or whatever you like. And I've connected the two together, and I just want to show you really how this whole thing works, because we get a lot of questions on how does it work, what does it link up to, and how does it actually function. Well, the baby loop itself comes with a controller, this version 2 controller, with a USB front end, which will allow for things like firmware updates and the addition of a keypad. What you can do with this, once you've actually got this and you've set up the cable, one thing to point out: you're going to need to provide your own DC motor drive cable, which we carry in stock anyway. I'm just using a plain old bit of DC line there, and make the connections as necessary, and that simply plugs into the back of the actual unit. Okay, you're going to also need a good quality feeder, and again, this is just a plain old bit of RG8 or Ultraflex 7, whichever. But the one thing to remember with all this stuff is it needs to be 100% perfect, because if there's a fault, it will find it. And I've actually got we've been through a couple of cables here today trying to find one, or we found one that was faulty, so I've had to change it just before this video. The other thing you're going to need, in addition, if you're going to connect it to a radio, you're going to need a straightforward, simple, straight through wired serial computer cable. You're also going to need, when you purchase the box, or if you've already got the box, you can actually modify these to work with a radio. You're going to need the RS232 card module, and that simply is a case of just removing the one of the covers, and then just sliding this apart. You just take the front cover screws off, slide the whole unit forward, and then you can just drop that unit on top. It's a very, very quick job. It takes about 2 minutes. once you've done that, then you can connect the radio up via the cat port. And obviously, if you've got an ICOM or something like that, you may need the addition of something like one of the line level converters, CT17, I think it is. Okay, so let's crack on and show you this thing actually functioning. Here you've actually got obviously the main keyboard, and I don't know if you can see that. I'll get that a little closer for you somehow. Can you see all that? All right. Okay, and what we're going to do first off, we're going to press the minus key and just hold it. And here you'll see that it will come up with the set full auto symbol, and you can use the plus and minus arrows just to flash through those. We're going to set this up at semi-auto, that's fine, and then it's going to say auto mode disabled. Well, if you don't have the RST32 controller, that's how you would set it. So we'll just say yes, okay, and it would just say that's saved. The other thing is, when you first get these, you're going to need to tell it which loop you have. And again, if you press and hold the minus key, okay, it says set antenna type, and then just press enter. And you can set this to actually auto detect, and we just press enter. And now this will just run through a little check just to find the actual type of loop that's actually attached. So we'll let that finish. Now it should find baby. There you go. It's actually saying there that it's found the loop, and it's saved it. Okay, so now it's settled down. Oh, come up with a. Occasionally you'll get that strange error, but it's not much to worry about. If you just press the star and hold it, now you can actually manually type in a frequency. So we can put in, say, 14500, press enter, and that will now tune to that frequency. And it's telling you there the SWR is 1.4, and it's telling you the frequency. Now you can also do a manual entry on this as well. If you press the oblique and just hold it, it will ask you again for a frequency. We can say put in, I don't know, 7,000, okay, and then press enter. Now it's actually waiting for us to tell it what to do. So 9 opens and 3 closes the loop. And now you can manually tune it, watching the SWR figure in the lower right hand corner. And if you want to go, if it goes too quickly, you can then use the 2 and 8 just to go slow motion. And again, you can use the 1 for even slower, or the 7 for even slower tuning. Now, obviously now we've actually got this connected to a radio, so we really don't necessarily have to do this. So what I'm going to do is, if you push the minus key again, if backspace takes you out, so just it cancels everything. We're going to press the minus key. We're going to go into the set full auto. We're going to say yes, and it's going to ask us which mode. So now we're going to go through the menu there, and we're going to select Yaesu mode. Then it'll ask us the speed, baud rate. Well, this radio is vanilla configured, so it's 4800, so we're just going to say yes. Now the first thing this is going to do is try and catch up with the radio, and it's doing this all automatically. So now, technically, we don't need the keyboard, not for the moment anyway. So now let's just say, where are we now? We're on 14 megs. So let's say we go down just one band. You'll see after 1 second that the motor will catch up. And again, if we go down one more, you'll see the motor's actually catching up. And each time it's giving you the SWR down in the lower right hand side. It's telling you what frequency. Now, it only needs to go just a few kilohertz to one side before it will start the retune process after 1 second. So you just need to be aware of that. So obviously tuning through the band, if you've gone quite a long way, you're becoming you're becoming quite a long way off of the tune of the antenna. So it's probably best just to go a few sort of kilohertz and then stop and wait for it to catch up. At any stage, you can actually turn this feature off, and you can go back to manual to manual tuning. But I find that really, really useful. It works really well on a lot of radios now, but it's not fully functional on all radios. That's just something to bear in mind, that that some radios it seems to be better with than others. But on the whole, probably about 95% of them now are actually, starting to sort of catch up. And there's always firmware updates for these. So always check with Ciro website for firmware updates. If you have one, if you bought one from us and you have any sort of technical queries, do give us a call. I'm always here to sort of help. If I can't answer the question, then obviously I can get straight on to Ciro, who are absolutely brilliant and will help very quickly indeed. But on the whole, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. And as I say, we carry these in stock all the time. If you have any questions, do give me a call, or you can email me at gary@hamradio.co.uk. And yeah, that's it really. So thanks for watching. I'm M0TIG. See you soon.